Shanti. Om Shanti. 25th of August is Dadi Prakashmani's day of ascending to the subtle regions. It is so difficult to forget Dadi Prakashmani because Dadi Ji was not only my teacher but also my mentor, the one who guided me at every step. I feel very proud to say that I knew Dadi Prakashmani right from my childhood because Dadi lived in the main center in Mumbai and I was one of the students there. I came to Baba when I was very young. So I met Dadi Prakashmani and she gave me so much love that I felt that this was my true home. And Dadi Prakashmani was like my mother, my teacher, my mentor, my true guide. So since I think I was about 12 years when I came to Baba and I saw Dadi Prakashmani there in Mumbai. Dadi guided me at every step. She used to see me coming in my school uniform, coming to the class, attending Murli, and then going to school, and then also going to college. And whenever I had any problem, I used to speak to Dadi Prakashmani. I used to see how she would read the Murli and explain the Murli so well. She would read it with so much love that I really felt at that moment, this is how I'm also going to read the Murli when I get a chance. So I used to take a lot of inspiration from Dadi Prakashmani. So as was her name, Dadi Prakashmani, the jewel of light. She was a true jewel who spread the light of knowledge in the world, but she spread that light straight to me in my world too. When I was in college, I asked Dadi Ji, what should I do next? And Dadi told me that because I was in bondage and I could not come and live in the center, because Dadi told me you need a letter from home, only then you can live in the center. But because I was in bondage, it was not easy for me to get a letter. But then Dadi Ji advised me that you go for some higher studies. So I did my graduation, and when I was in my final year in January, Baba became Avyakt and Dadi Prakashmani went to Mount Abu. So since then she lived in Mount Abu. But then before that, she lived in Mumbai and looked after all the centers of South India, including Maharashtra, Gujarat, and many other states of India. And Didi Manmohini lived in Mount Abu and looked after the northern states of India. So Dadi Ji and Didi Manmohini were very close to one another. And of course, very close to Brahma Baba as well. Every day I used to see Dadi in the evening writing a letter to Brahma Baba. Every day Dadi would write letter to Brahma Baba. And the next day that letter would reach Mount Abu and Baba would reply that very day and the letter would come here to Mumbai the next morning. So this correspondence used to go on every day because Mumbai was a place from where Baba used to get gifts for giving to Baba's children. So that was all in Mumbai. And that's why Dadi ji was there looking after even the welfare of Mount Abu or the children in Mount Abu. And when Baba became Avyakt, Dadi ji started living in Madhuban. So I remember when Avyakt Bab Dada mentioned that now there should be training program for Kumaris. So I was one of the Kumaris who attended that training program in the leadership of Dadi Prakashmani and Didi Manmohini. So they was truly so loving, so loving. I felt this was my true home and now I should surrender to Baba. So in the year 1969, I surrendered to Baba and lived in one of the centers in Mumbai only. Then Dadi ji came from Mount Abu to Mumbai and I told Dadi, Dadi, I don't want to live in Mumbai. You please send me somewhere else where I can do service in English. So Dadi ji sent me to Bangalore. So it was all under Dadi's guidance that today I am in Madhuban. So she sent me to Bangalore. I was there for 1 year, and when I came back to Madhuban, then Dadi ji said, now you go to Kathmandu, to Nepal, to serve there. So I went to Nepal. And then after 1 year, when I came back to Madhuban, then Dadi said, now go to Hyderabad and serve in Hyderabad. So I went to Hyderabad, which is in South India. I was there for 1 year. And afterwards, when I went to Madhuban, Dadi told me that now there are invitations for going, for serving abroad. You go to Mumbai and make your passport. So I came to Mumbai to make my passport, and we got an invitation to go to Africa. So in the year 1974, Dadi ji sent Vedanti Ben and myself to serve in Africa. We served there for 1 year, and then I came to Mauritius and started center in Mauritius. I was there for a year, about a year, and when I went to Madhuban in 76, Dadi ji told me, now you are needed in Madhuban. So Dadi knew me very well right from my childhood days. That's why she felt that she had a right over me, and wherever she wanted me to go, I went. So she said that now you live in Madhuban, because double foreigners had started coming to Madhuban, centers had opened abroad in many countries, and they needed a teacher as a translator, as a guide for double foreigners. And also Raj Yoga camps began. So Dadi ji asked me if I would like to live in Madhuban. I said, well, this is a great privilege if I can live in Madhuban. So since 76, I started living in Madhuban. So in Mumbai, I was with Dadi ji, and then when I came to Mount Abu, I was with Dadi ji. So anything would happen, I would tell to Dadi immediately. When I started living in Madhuban, one day I went to Dadi ji and said, Dadi, I'm now living in Madhuban, and of course I'm serving. The souls from abroad are coming, and also from India are coming, and I live here and I'm serving the whole world. I can feel it, that Baba has put me in the right place so that I may serve the world. But then, Dadi ji, what efforts should I make so that I progress a lot in Madhuban? So Dadi ji told me that, see, Sheilu, you are a very good teacher. Because Dadi had full faith in me. That's why she sent me abroad to serve and open centers. She said, you're a very good teacher, but now you need to be a very good mother also. And look after the double foreigners who come to Madhuban, because they need love, they need affection, they need care, they need a lot of sustenance, and that's what you have to do. So you live in Madhuban and look after these double foreigners. And then I said, Dadi, will I not go abroad? Because I've served for more than 2 years in Africa and Mauritius. And Dadi said, of course you will go. And then I remember 1982, I went to Sri Lanka. Dadiji sent me there because during those days, there used to be no service in the month of July, August, September because it was rainy season. So Dadi would always send me abroad. And I used to go to many countries. So I went to Sri Lanka, then I went to Europe, I went to Africa again, I went to many parts of USA. So I can say that under Dadi Ji's guidance, I could travel to over 75 countries around the world, around the globe. So I feel that yes, Dadi was my true friend to not only mother, teacher, guide, mentor, but my true friend too. So I do miss Dadi Ji, of course. Many people question me, how do you feel without Dadi in Madhuban? I say, well, I don't really feel that Dadi is not there. I feel Dadi is with me always because my room was above Dadiji's room. So whenever I would come down, I would peep into Dadiji's room and feel her presence. But of course, I can say that Dadi has a higher role to play now. And of course, she's in the advanced party, guiding other souls. And truly, I can very easily say that she will get a very high status in golden age. I remember one double foreigner asked Dadi Prakashmani, Dadi Ji, you are going to be second Sri Narayan, aren't you? Aren't you going to become Sri Narayan second in golden age? Well, Dadi asked that double foreigner, how do you say that? Baba hasn't declared anything. So Dadi was so humble and she would never accept any praise either. So Dadi said, how do you believe that I will be second Narayan? Baba hasn't told me. Even you can become the second Narayan. So that person was so surprised. How can I become? Dadi, I'm not like you. Dadi said, no seat is occupied. You can take any seat. And even you can become it. So this was the humility of Dadi Prakashmani Ji. Not only was she humble, but she was also so sweet and loving. Once I told Dadi, shouldn't we have a balance between love and law? Because law is also necessary. But Dadi said, no, this is a family. Love is the law in this spiritual family. We cannot take the law in our hand. That is not our work. It's only Baba Dharamraj who can take the law in his hand. We can explain lovingly, that's all. So that's what we have to do. And Dadi used to read the Murli so beautifully, with so much love for Baba. And I feel that yes, Dadi was Dadi Ji. She was a true embodiment of all what Baba preached. And she surely became Bab Saman. She became a true angel. During her last days, I used to go close near Dadi and I would feel like asking her something. But the moment I would reach her, I would take drishti from Dadi and forget everything. I would even forget what I needed to ask from Dadiji. But I felt, let me just take drishti from Dadi. So, of course, she became very angelic, very subtle, very detached, and would give drishti all the time, not speak much. So I could feel that, yes, Dadiji has reached her Karmati stage. And one day, on 25th of August, she flew to Baba in his lap. So I do miss Dadiji, but then I know it's all drama and she has a greater role to play. Thank you. Om Shanti.